crusties. Morning eye crusties have got to go. They don't look attractive on the show. Hey. Good morning. Good morning, and a good day. Suh. You're too cool for school, man, with that suh. Way too cool for school with that suh. Buenos dias. Buenos noches. I loved Flash Fry with you, Scotty and Stevie. It was fun. It was fun. It's fun to change up the dynamic every once in a while. I think me and Scotty and Stevie have done a Flash Ride before. Another time TJ was on a trip. Pretty sure the guys have done it without me as well, if I'm not mistaken. I may be mistaken. Have I ever missed a Flash Ride? I had to have at some point. I had to have. Little shorty. I think you did when you fell. You did when you moved. It's probably sad that I know that. When I moved, did I not come on that show though? Like when I moved here, I'm 90% sure that I came on that show via fucking my phone. I didn't stay on it the whole time, but I said hello. It must have been when I fell that I totally missed an episode. And when I moved, maybe. That shall change in the future. That shall change in the future. There are going to be times where Paul is on vacation. I plan on actually taking a vacation. Vacation Paul. That should be fun. Oh, jeez. I have any destinations that I want to go to. I think our first multi-day trip is going to be back to the East Coast. Like that'll probably be our first week or longer that we spend away. How am I feeling? I'm okay. I just woke up, so I still got the little sleepy time shit, but I'm feeling fine. Caitlyn Jenner could be your next governor. After all, her friend had to pack up his hangar because of all the homeless. I know. I feel awful for Caitlyn Jenner. You okay, baby?
Yeah, it's all taken care of now.
Like 3 calls?
And I think it was like transfer. I had to tell like 3 different people the same thing that happened.
That's fucking ridiculous. Like they should be able to like
I guess it
at
was
the
like a special sub department for people stealing my card and using it for online. It's like a whole separate thing if you use it on Netflix, I guess.
I see.
Because I guess Netflix, if someone sets it up with that, Netflix can like auto update with your new card, so they have to do the whole thing.
I see. Well, that's definitely a shitty alarm clock. Text from your bank saying like, "Hey, did you make this suspicious charge?" And you're like, "No." And then you look at your bank account, and you've got like 5 of them on there. You're like, "Oh."
I mean, I guess the thing that confuses me is why steal a card just to sign up for Netflix.
Like who? Yeah. Well, because here's the deal. I can almost guarantee you that most people have Netflix. And don't notice the double fucking charge because it happens at different times of the month. And
so they probably do it like that.
Yep. Like it's the middle of the month. So the billing cycle for this Netflix sign up is going to be mid-month.
Yeah.
So your Netflix probably starts at the beginning of the month. So that's when you're looking for the charge. And then it happens again. You don't notice it. I guarantee you there are tons of people out there that probably have fucking Netflix for free just for that.
Yeah.
Because they've got it on somebody's fucking card that doesn't notice it.
And they have it like close enough, but not too close.
But see, these whoever got yours was stupid because they did that, and then like it looks like they signed up for 2 Netflixes.
Yeah.
And then
2 Zoosks too.
And what is Zoosk?
Isn't it? I think it's like some dating site or something. And it was funny because he watched Hackers last night too.
That's true, dude. I wonder if it was Zero Cool that fucking got you, dude, or Acid Burn.
Yeah.
Crash and Burn.
But yeah, you're probably right. It was some like fucking skimmer or RFID person at CVS or something. That
I mean, it probably wasn't at CVS. I would guess that it was probably at like one of these little smaller cigarette places that you've gone to.
I've been using my credit card, not my debit card for that. My credit card's fine. So CVS is the last place I went. CVS has had reports before of people putting skimmers in their self-checkout.
Well,
so
there you go.
Maybe I gotta call CVS too. It's like you might want to look at your self-checkout.
Yeah, I mean, if that's literally like if you used your debit online anywhere that it could have.
Yeah, I told you about that thing. So I guess it could be them too. So.
Yeah. Who the fuck knows? Good thing you caught it quick.
Yep.
Chase is usually pretty good about like being on top of weird charges, so I had a business get hacked and they got my card that way. That could probably be it too. It could be one of these fucking
like they
data exposure hacks that have happened 50 fucking times a year for the last 6 years. Skimming can be done through your pocket, I know. Like they've got mobile skimmers now. They used to have to be hooked up to whatever machine you plugged your card into. So I got skimmed one time at an ATM machine, like a shady box ATM, like those little ones that are inside of places. I got my card number skimmed there when I was in Ohio. Visiting the guys for the first fucking time, broke as fuck, just gone through a divorce, reaching the last little bit of money that I had, and then all of a sudden I get a call from fucking Chase going like, did you make these purchases? And I fucking look at my phone and there's like 8 $200 purchases. I was like, no. Had to go through the whole fucking thing.
Yeah, people, look at your Netflix charges, see if someone's not using your card for Netflix.
Yeah, I guarantee you that's what that's about.
Yeah.
But I don't know why there were 2 different why they would try it, because they got to know that you're going to cancel.
And they were different amounts, too.
Right. And can't Netflix trace whoever's fucking account that's paying for?
Probably.
And bust the person? Maybe that's why you had to go through 3 different fucking things.
Yeah.
How stupid do you got to be?
Yeah.
Netflix goes to a person.
Yeah.
It's connected to a customer name.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they notify Netflix or if they just fucking shut the thing down and...
why wouldn't you though?
Yeah.
It's like credit card fraud. You've got the crook right there.
Yeah.
I don't know. Whatever. What a way to wake up though. This is the problem, with the modern and like money being an idea rather than a commodity that we trade with one another. Because like somebody can't like fucking forge a gold coin.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Or
They can't. They can try, but
it's not
in your
gonna
name.
Steal your gold
Right,
coin
exactly.
if they make a fake gold coin.
Exactly. If they pay somebody in fake gold, that person's gonna go after them.
I guess they could have always made fake checks though. Like once checks started being a thing.
Yeah.
Checks.
But checks weren't always a thing.
Yeah.
You know, checks started probably as like just like personal IOUs.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I owe you fucking like $100. Like a way to hold the debt, you know, with proof that you owe it.
Yeah.
Now it's just like money is just an idea.
Yeah.
It's just like numbers on a fucking spreadsheet in a machine somewhere, and they just get moved around.
One thing though, if they ever tried to like bust the banks like they did during the Great Depression, who fucking knows what would happen? Everyone tried to take their money out at once.
It's called a run.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's exactly what would happen, a run. There would be every fucking, like, if they were busting out banks and people got scared that banks were going to be insolvent. See, that's why the FDIC was invented.
But I don't think the FDIC could cover what the
FDIC could not cover every fucking bank.
Yeah.
But the idea is that, like, your shit is covered if that bank goes bloop.
Yeah.
But yeah, people would still do it. There would be a huge run on the bank. These banks don't actually have liquidity.
Yeah. They have investments and
right.
other things.
So it's just like once people, like they rely on other people's money. Like when you go to get money out of the ATM, you think of it as they're taking $5 out of my little pile of money and spitting it out to me. But really they're taking somebody else's fucking $5 because
whoever just deposited their cash and get
right, your whatever you've got in the fucking bank account, your savings, your $2,000, that's been spent already and invested by the bank. Mm-hmm. So when you go into the bank, you're getting somebody else's $5 out. Your money's gone.
Mm-hmm. Fucking crazy it is.
It's just people advocate for the continuation of this system. It fucking boggles my mind. When mine was charged with Netflix, they said, we will look into it, whatever that means. Well, they just kicked Amelia through like 3 different departments.
I don't know, maybe when you tried, it was before they understood the digital wallet thing.
Yeah, I don't know. Debt is currency. We trade debt. Like when you pull that $5 out, you're taking a loan out from the bank of your own money. That $5 represents the debt that you owe to yourself and thusly to the bank. Mm-hmm. You have taken a loan out from the bank of your own money. Look how they got us hustling backwards. Mm-hmm. We go to work all fucking day. We bust our asses all fucking day for this. And this is just a bunch of debt that they give you. Here you go. Put it in the bank, and then it disappears, makes a bunch of rich people money, and you can borrow against it to pay your bills. Are you fucking kidding me?
No. You think we need like a national bank, like where they can't invest?
Yes. Before the fucking private banking system, there was a national banking system, and that's it. That's what it needs to be, a federal banking system. Can we just print infinite money to pay for social programs? Not infinite money, but yes. Any social program that's paid for is paid for with debt money.
Yeah. Like literally, like you've seen the national debt, like
we're underwater about $6 trillion or some shit.
No, not 6 trillion, more like fucking probably 600 trillion or something.
Whatever the fuck it is, we're underwater. So anything that's getting paid for right now is just debt getting moved around. Taking a little debt from here, moving a little debt over there, grab a little that debt, put a little of that debt in my pocket. This debt over here, that debt over there, this debt here, that debt there. There's no fucking value anymore. It's all been subverted to support fucking, because like, what do you think that's about? Ultimately, that's about rich people taking out giant loans to subsidize their lives. Mm-hmm. So you want to know where your money's at? Go take a drive up to the Hollywood Hills. Take a look at the nice mansions up there. That's where it's all fucking at. They take your money and use the solvency from your actual labor to finance gigantic fucking zero APR loans to rich people that they never have to functionally pay back. I'm gonna check it. Straight look at how they got us hustling backwards. End of the month, just add up what they subtracted. Half your money goes to pay for that madness? Man, that's sadness. You will eventually have to spend on housing in order to keep the value of that mortgage high enough for rich fucks to profit on it. Well, exactly. Louis C.K. used to have a great bit about banks, how some people are so broke the bank charges them for not having enough money while also giving more money to rich people that have a ton of course. We have the technology and resources to do whatever, but we're stuck holding an arbitrary system of numbers. I mean, no, it's not arbitrary. Trust me, there's a game being played here. You don't understand? This is not just a bunch of monkeys running around going, ah. We live in an economy that was planned to be this way. Debt is wealth. You provide the collateral. Your life is the collateral. Your work is the collateral. Your home and your car, they are the collateral. You expose yourself so that these banks can sell you the theoretical profit from your debt as giant balloon loans to rich people. Hustling backwards. Awesome. Thank you, baby. I was just gonna fucking go start some myself. Get Bishop the fuck out of here. Did you not read the 18 plus shit? Hey, what's your favorite pack of smokes? When I steal five quid off my dad's fucking end table, I likes to get Marlboros myself. The fuck out of here.
Yeah, like...
Chillins.
If you think fucking cigarette culture is like any other culture, it's like...
There ain't no like, people don't care. The only people who care about cigarette brands are non-cigarette smokers. They're the ones that talk about it, like the occasional smoker. Oh, you've got Marlboros? Oh, can I bum one of those? Oh, you've got fucking this? Oh, can I... Like, a smoker will smoke whatever you fucking throw in front of them. They may have a brand that they prefer or that they've just got a habit of buying, but trust me, a smoker will smoke whatever you throw in front of them, and we don't care.
If we weren't doing as well as we were, it'd be like we'd get those fucking Eagles or some shit.
Be rolling our own or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Rip menthols. There you go. We're not gonna have a fucking cigarette discussion. God damn it.
Yeah.
Buried under the asbestos wall. Yep. Never to be fucking spoken of or thought of again. It has begun. No, it hasn't. It just ended. I just told you guys we're not having a fucking cigarette conversation.
Yeah.
You guys get that? That was not an invitation for you to fucking throw your favorite brand out. I would just really fucking think about before I posted any goddamn fucking thing. Everybody needs to take a breath. The rules are right there in front of your face, and I know you can read because you can type. I mean, these are not clues. These are explicit instructions to stop fucking talking about shit. I know, seriously, Lost Mage. It's like, what the fuck? I'm just like, I'm bored. I'm utterly bored by your brand of cigarettes and don't want to talk about it. And then everybody in the fucking chat goes, yeah, so Red Apple brand cigarettes. Oh, yeah, no. It's like, you fucking goofuses, dude.
Diner was chasing that dog Shadow again.
Oh, was he? Yeah, that sun's been coming through that fence, and those dogs have been walking that fence. He sees them. Going back and watching your in-game commentary, digging Jensen's ideas, have better context for your positions, I feel. Yeah. We're gonna see occasional game streams from you guys if Thursday goes well.
I think you mean Wednesday.
Oh, that's a question. You mean Wednesday. And, yeah, I guess. I mean, like I don't know. We've already done a couple, and they seem to go okay. Like, we did one just out of the blue for our patrons as a little extra piece of content one month, just to try it out. It was me playing the same game. Me, Stevie, and Scotty all playing Vermintide 2. And people liked it. We were having a good time together. We have a good dynamic. And so we're gonna fuck around with that on Wednesday in lieu of doing the news show for the week, because TJ will be out of town 2 weeks in a row, and we want to try something different. So we'll see how people. I have a feeling people will. If it gets hated on, it'll probably get hated on because we want Flash Fried, not this shit. It's like, I mean, sorry.
I guess you're too high to participate then, bro.
Yep. Yeah, grown people do act goofy nowadays. I'm not. That's so true. And maybe it's okay. Like, maybe a little bit of goofiness is okay, because grown people in my day used to take themselves way too fucking seriously. And when I say grown, I don't mean still in college, still drinking and staying at the dorm. I mean grown, like I've got a fucking job full time, I pay my bills, I have a house, whatever the fuck. Yeah. Where's that fucking guy that had spent 10 years researching infantilization? Need his ass up in here. Need to have him on a fucking show to present his fucking research. Because I want to hear it, because it's true. Infantilization is a real thing. It's something I've talked about, the whole philosophy daddy concept, right? This idea that you don't want to think for yourself, so you find somebody that thinks to think for you, and you put all their arguments in your mouth, put all their thoughts in your brain, and don't critically think about a fucking thing. Like, seems to be a real fucking... And I know a lot of this is like young people dipping their toes into being their own philosophical entity, and that's fine. But when you never go past that, when you never develop past that. Like, there are grown-ass men, grown-ass women that fucking think Tucker Carlson is telling the truth and that he's right about everything, and pretty much every one of their opinions on anything that isn't in the sphere of their life, like politics, religion, comes out of his mouth.
I mean, do you think like some older people are like more immune from that? Like, even if they have bad opinions, at least they're their own.
I mean, the few older people that we have that were raised before the media generation, yeah. You know what I mean? Their opinions, while flawed and fucking horrible as they may be, are at the very least, their own fucking opinions. They didn't have a choice.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of those older people are Fox News fucking hounds.
Mm-hmm.
That's the Fox demographic, is like 45 to 80 or whatever the fuck. They want the oldsters.
Yeah.
Because that generation of people that you're talking about used to get their information from the news.
Mm-hmm.
That was the only thing. Radio news, TV news. But news also used to be way more objective.
Yeah. There was less of these like radio talk shows.
There were none.
Yeah.
There were news organizations that covered the facts of what happened that day from an objective standpoint,
Or
and
as objective as you can be.
right, and definitely labeled the difference between opinion and fact.
Yeah.
Like Walter Cronkite, who was one of the, he's like one of the most famous fucking newscasters in American history, would clearly delineate when he was going to, and now an opinion piece. It is of my opinion that blah, 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 blah. And then he would, the news and opinion were like, now they're just, whatever. Every news article is delivered with opinion from an opinionated standpoint. Yeah, I need a cup of water. Lee, come on. It's like everyone became Hunter S. Thompson, but never bothered to announce that they were being intentionally opinionated. Neither did Hunter S. Thompson. That's kind of the point, is that our ability to discern between opinionation and fact is like dissolved into nothingness, especially in this older generation that we're talking about. That is one kind of like hope that I have for the Zoomer generation, is that by and large, they seem to be pretty savvy that everybody's selling something. What makes talking points bad? Nothing on the face of them. Absolutely nothing. What makes a talking point bad is when you take it at face value from somebody else and it has no basis in your own opinion, and you do absolutely nothing to challenge that own opinion within yourself. That's the process of critical thinking. So listening, like having some talking points of your own, that's a good thing. I have talking points, right? But taking someone else's talking points, lock, stock, and barrel, making them your talking points, that shouldn't be what you're doing. And that's what a lot of people do. It's what a lot of people are looking for. Right. The talking points have never been the problem. How do you think news anchors get their talking points? From the same source? We know that. You've seen that fucking collateral, whatever it was called. Not collateral murder. That was the fucking Chelsea Manning tape. Or the Edward Snowden tape or whatever the fuck. Anyway. You've seen the fucking video that we've talked about here before, where like news anchors all over the fucking country and all over the spectrum, and in terms of different news organizations, were all reading from the same script. Like, that was not a joke. Edward Snowman. It's a skill to be able to get yourself to a point where you can challenge your own thoughts in a critical and constructive way, and art lost on most Americans. I don't know if it's like lost on most Americans. I think most Americans are just intellectually lazy. I think most Americans are willing to be told how to feel about things rather than spend the time to look into things. And to be frank, and to take some of the burden off of those people, that's kind of the way our society is designed, no? You have to work so much and spend so much time attending to your family and your children and your job and your home, that what time do you have to sit down and formulate a fucking informed opinion? So what do you have time to do? Well, watch half an hour, 45 minutes of Tucker Carlson before bed and learn what you think. Thank you, baby. Mm-hmm. Coffee. I don't necessarily think it's because they're lazy all the times. I just described to you, like, people just don't have fucking time. They're so buried under worry and keeping their fucking job going and looking after their children and dealing with their families and dealing with their own problems and all of that shit, that at the end of the day, who's got fucking time to sit and read 2 different newspapers or 3 different news outlets to find what you think about a story? Who's got time to do that? Just turn on Tucker. Tucker will tell you what to think. Just turn on Rachel Maddow. She's great. She always breaks it right down and never fucks around. Throw on Kyle and Crystal. Or Crystal and Kyle. Because they always have the right take. Throw on Steven Crowder because he cuts through all the bullshit. Throw on TJ, the amazing atheist, because, man, I've been watching him for a long time, and he always says it like it is.
TJ's admitted that, like, some of his past positions were pretty fucking dumb, so.
Well, that's the thing, is like, I don't have a problem with any of these people. They're all opinion mongers.
Yeah,
I am one too.
But all these people can be wrong.
Right.
And just following them blindly is
right. Look, I'm not looking at one person and going like, yep. Like, that impulse has got to go. Well, since TJ is dead, we don't have to worry about that anymore. I guess that's true. Some are more sincere and self-aware than others. Sure.
Still, like, you don't want people to listen to you like you're fucking a fountain of...
I tell you guys exactly why you shouldn't just listen to me. All the time. Because I'm honest about myself. Like, my opinions are rooted in my actual beliefs, and I'll speak them till the day that I fucking die, but you guys know the problems I have. I can be a little bit hard-headed, I can be a little bit myopic, I can be a little bit fucking dig your heels in. Hey, that's me, I'm a stubborn fuck. But I'm not a fucking media guy trying to sell you like I've got some opinion that I pulled out of the fucking ether. No. I tell you who my influences are too, don't I? I tell you the people who help to inform my opinion. That's the thing, is like, I don't want that for you guys. I'd like for you to come to the same conclusions that I've come to, and I invite you to go look into that. But you don't have to take my word for it. I'm just a dude on the internet. And you better believe that. I got the same problems as a lot of you do. Struggle with the same issues, some of the same fucking checkered pasts and tough childhoods and whatever the fuck. I'm not trying to be a fucking... That's why I do this out here a lot. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to present myself like I'm fucking sitting at a news desk somewhere.
You need that old job back, the wise garden hobbit.
Yeah, dude. I'm telling you, man, I would have... Do you not think I would have made an amazing one of those?
You would have been perfect.
Right? To be just like the fucking guy that you keep in your fucking garden to entertain you with stories.
Yeah.
And you say it like, so when you're entertaining your friends, say, "Oh, I've got a droll pastime. Do you know that there's an old hermit that lives around in these woods? Right on the edge of the property, yes. Tells an amazing story if you're brave enough." I do say that sounds droll. Well, then follow me, sir, to the hermit's hut. And then I'm sitting there stoned, just like I am now. And I see him walking up, and I put on my fucking flourish. "Ah, who comes here before the hermit? 'Tis I, Lord Farthington and guest. Ah, Farthington, yes. I know thee. Thou mayest come, and your guest mayest come too." "Are you sure we're safe?" "Oh, it's fine. He's harmless. Pull up a stump, as he says." Dude, I could do this shit. Now there's no job like that. Nobody gives a fuck.
No. There's too many rich toys.
Yeah. They own people for different reasons now.
Yeah. That's one job that will always be secure, though. Maids. Like, even if there's, like, some crazy robot cleaning stuff, people are still gonna want maids for their, like, fragile shit.
Yeah. No, that's true. I mean, there are certain jobs that are always going to be around. Well, I hesitate to say always, but certain very fundamental jobs are always going to be around in some way.
Yeah.
Like prostitution, the oldest profession.
They're trying to do robot prostitutes, but I don't think everyone's going to be down for it.
I mean, there are going to be tons of people that are, but then there's going to be those purists. It'll be looked at as a fetish.
Yeah.
I like real pussy. What, man? You ain't got no robo pussy's 10 times better. Girls don't even like getting fucked anymore. They got robo dick. I know, but dude, every once in a while there's a chick that does like getting fucked. That's my fetish. It's like, oh. Robots can't consent. Well, consent doesn't come into it with a robot. It's kind of the idea of a robot, right?
They're not making, like, full-fledged AI sex bots.
I mean, they may.
Yeah.
They may.
Yeah.
And see, that's where the fucking, like,
Yeah.
ethics of it will come in. But right now, robots are not sentient beings. They're computers.
Yeah.
So, it's just like, if you want to go into consent, then you better fucking ask your computer the next time you sit down before you look at any porn if it's okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But as soon as it starts being... See, there's this fuzzy zone, too, for where something becomes sentient when we're talking AI. Like, what is an AI? Mm-hmm. Right? A lot of people think an AI is something that has, like, emotions or some shit. No. An AI is exactly what it stands for, an artificial intelligence. So you're talking about something that can think on the fly. Mm-hmm. You're dealing with an AI.
Yeah.
So as soon as the sex robots can react to your particular fetish and shit, even if it's in a pre-programmed way, and interact with you in a more human way, you're dealing with an AI at that point. And then the ethics will come in as that AI gets more and more complex and its choices are able to be more and more freeform and more human-like. The ethical question becomes like, can we purchase these? Mm-hmm. Can we use these as sex holes? Fuck bots. Knowing that they think, knowing that they can tell the difference in emotion and mimic it. Getting rejected by a sex bot in 2060, I know, eventually.
Yeah, then we'll have super incels.
Yeah. Just because I am synthetic does not mean I'm asking for it. A digital no is still no. Then it's back to the drawing board. No, at that point, you can't go back to the drawing board. Look at what happens. Like, you're gonna have, there are gonna be people that are married to these fucking things. You're gonna go to their house and fucking decommission a thing that reacts like a living being, and throw it in a junk pile somewhere. Like, come on, dude. You don't put the genie back in the bottle. This shit is already out. You may as well consider it already out. In the fourth dimension, they're already looking at this happening. They have sex bots here. They're just not like as interactive as they have to be and to be considered an intelligence. They have pre-programmed things move their eyes, they talk a little bit. AI. Yeah. That's the movie. AI. It was supposed to be a Kubrick movie, and then Spielberg directed it after Kubrick died. Good movie. Jude Law.
I don't know. Do you feel like it would have been better under Kubrick? Or
Yes.
Yeah.
100%. But I don't begrudge Steven Spielberg working on it. He has provenance that he and Stanley talked about the movie together for a long time. And he has provenance that Stanley, kind of gave his okay for Steven to do it. And so I'm fine with it. And it's a good movie. It's a good Spielberg movie. But I think under Stanley Kubrick, it would have been something completely fucking different. It would have been... Yeah. That was his next project after Eyes Wide Shut. Was going to be directing AI. Spielberg's got a great eye. He tells a good story. It's a colorful film. It's got a lot of emotion to it. It's a good movie. It's a good story. But if Kubrick had directed it, it would have been an art movie. It would have been a piece of living art. And it is not that. Spielberg really doesn't make that. Well, I mean, all right. I'm trying to be snobbish about art. You know what I mean? Like, every frame a painting type of films. That's not Spielberg's thing. For Spielberg, the film's emotive arc is the painting. For Kubrick, everything about the film was the painting. The sound design, every shot, every word that was spoken. A true fucking, perfectionist. Close Encounters is a great movie. It's also kind of boring and a little bit rote if you watch it now. But it's a good movie. It's a Spielberg flick, right? It's got a good story to it, but it's really slow. Go watch that movie. I dare you. What about Scorsese? I love Scorsese's eye too, but you know what Scorsese's eye is, right? Grit, grime, dirt, film noir, right? That's Scorsese's whole fucking milieu. Mean Streets is a great film. My personal favorite Scorsese film is Taxi Driver. He's fucking... that movie to me is just transcendently good.
Oh yeah, we watched The Killing, remember? That 50s movie Kubrick did?
Yeah. That was actually a really good movie, a great heist flick. Didn't feel like you could tell it was a Kubrick movie, but it felt like a young Kubrick movie, right?
I mean, he probably didn't have as much latitude back then.
Absolutely not. But you could see it in the way it was shot. Yeah, that was a good one. Another movie that Kubrick did that everybody sleeps on is Paths of Glory with what's his name that played Spartacus? I always forget his fucking name.
It's got Kirk Douglas.
Kirk Douglas, thank you. Yeah. Paths of Glory is fucking great. It's about a French... It's not French. What is he? I can't... it's been a while since I've seen Paths of Glory, but anyway, he's basically... I think he's a French commander who defends some of his own men who are being tried for cowardice and desertion because they were given an order to take a hill that was totally fucking, they were meant to die in it. And so he defends them. He acts as their defense attorney. It's based around a trial. Ah, the French.
It says Marial, so that sounds pretty French.
It was banned in France.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Now that I remember, it was banned in France because of its uncharitable portrayal of the French military. Military command being a bunch of fucking, like, snobby murderers and shit.
Yeah.
I never saw the sequel to 2001, no. I'm really not interested in watching sequels to Kubrick films. Anybody that tries to do a sequel to a Kubrick film loses me outright. I ain't interested in seeing it. I ain't interested in hearing about it. It's kind of like, I look at it the same way, but almost even worse, that I look at like the Brian Herbert Dune novels. It's like, at least Brian Herbert can say like, yeah, I'm carrying on my dad's work or whatever. Like a director that comes along and has the fucking audacity to direct a fucking Kubrick sequel is trying to say like, yeah, I can carry on what Stanley started, you know?
Yeah, they did that with the fucking Girl with the Dragon Tattoo series too.
Did
It
they?
wasn't even his son, it was like just some other crime reporter. Like,
Yeah. What are your thoughts on Kurosawa? You'd be better asking TJ that. I like Kurosawa. The few Kurosawa films that I've seen are really good, but I have not seen a lot of Kurosawa films. It's a big gap in my, cinema knowledge or whatever. I've seen Seven Samurai. I've seen Yojimbo. And I've seen one more. I can't remember the third. I've seen 3 of like 15 movies that I need to see. Rashomon, thank you. That is the one I've seen. Everybody's seen Rashomon. I haven't seen The Hidden Fortress, although I know that that's like the template film for Star Wars Episode 4, the first one. That's so fucking confusing. Fuck Star Wars for having an alternate timeline coming out in different chunks in different ways.
yeah. I don't know. Do you think overall a good rule is that a trilogy is about as long as something should go?
No.
No?
I mean, like, I think that movies could transcend that barrier. Here's what I think happens, though. A lot of people write movies from the perspective of them being trilogies or being one-offs. Mm-hmm. And what happens is that they come back to a director and go like, hey, we want to do a sequel to this. Or they come back to a writer and say, hey, we want to do a sequel to this. And that person is already done with that.
Yeah, they've already closed it up in their mind.
In their mind, it's done. They don't want to revisit it. They want to move on to something new and fresh. They never intended what that was to be sequelized or whatever. And so they end up going with some other writer, some other director, and the sequel sucks because it doesn't even attain half of what the original attained, right?
Well, obviously, like Harry Potter's different because each one's rooted in a book. Like, those books were meant to be 7 books. So.
Right, and that's an example. If you start with 7 movies in your mind, and you've got a movie studio that's willing to back you and do it justice and allow there to be a sense of continuity between those films, even if actors have to be changed, like happened in the Harry Potter film. The Dumbledore died, right? Yeah. Had to be replaced. Couple of little examples of that. Thankfully, the main principal characters all stayed, but that cost money. Those kids getting cast in that made basically nothing for that first movie. But when that movie went Dun, 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 and became one of the biggest fucking movies ever. It basically financed their whole fucking lives.
Yeah.
Like if they wanted to quit, they probably could, and never do it. Like fucking look at Hermione.
Yeah.
What's she in? I know she's been in a few things, but like not enough to like. She doesn't need money.
Yeah.
Several directors too, but what I'm saying is like that's fine. You can have different vision, but like overarching, the story was locked in before they ever started filming a single frame of fucking Harry Potter. What's her name knew the
J.K.
story.
Rowling, yeah.
Rowling knew the story. She'd written the books.
Or not every single one of them.
Right.
She had visions for the
She
last
knew
one.
right.
Yeah.
She knew where they were going. So it's like there was a compact 7-book vision that she had. She knew what each one of them was going to be. They started making the movies, but by the time the movies came out, she'd written the book.
Not all of them. The 7th one, I think, at
Really?
least came out.
Deathly Hallows came out before the book.
Or no, not before the book. I mean, like, but she was still writing the books while
Right.
the movies are being made. But
Right.
no, they didn't film a movie before she finished a book. No.
Right. So she was involved, and they followed her vision
Yeah.
throughout, and you got a 7-movie series. People argue about which ones are good and which ones are not so good, but overall, I've seen them all, and it's a good series of movies. One of them, like, there really isn't one that outshines the others. They're all very cohesive and all feel very narrative. Even though you watch little, grade school kids grow up to be adults. Yeah, they're all about and none of them are brilliant films, but cohesively, they were all fun movies to watch. It didn't wear out its welcome on the 3rd movie. But that relied on the fact that there was a vision for the entire universe already in place. And a movie studio that was willing to finance that vision and not compromise it.
I mean, obviously some changes had to be made because it's wibbly supernatural shit.
Well, it's a movie.
Yeah.
So you gotta, it's like the Lord of the Rings, right?
Yeah.
Like that's one of the most beloved adaptations
A book.
of a book ever into film, but they cut a ton of shit out. A lot of stuff. If they filmed the entirety of the Lord of the Rings, it would be like a 72-day long movie. Well, there's a tone shift in the series of Harry Potter too. It gets darker. The darkness is introduced in the very first book, but you only get a little taste of it. It feels more whimsical, more childlike, and then as these characters grow up, it becomes more real.
Yeah.
And becomes more. What should I put? Adult in tone.
Yeah. Which works really well for a series that, like, children probably picked up the first book and then they grow up with the books,
Right.
too. Yeah.
A lot of the kids that picked up the book of Harry Potter wanted it because that kid was within 2 or 3 years of them, and it's a story about somebody their age being a wizard.
Yeah.
And then, well, holy shit, as I grow up, so does this character. It's just a brilliant design, but you got to understand how that's why that worked. That's why these other movies go as the sequels pile up. I agree with that, but nothing can take away the nostalgia of the first one. All right, let's not have I don't know what you guys are talking about,
Yeah.
but you guys understand conversations with each other in this fucking chat don't work. I was like a year from his age, became obsessed the first 3 years, but then grew out of it. It was a really cool thing to be the same age, sure. A lot of kids probably the same way, but think about, like, you probably went and saw a lot of those fucking movies too, I bet. Maybe even all of them. I read the books as an adult. Like, obviously, they came out after I was already adult. And I read years after the whole Harry Potter thing came out, too. But before the films, what was available.
Yeah.
At that point, it wasn't all the books weren't done. But I read, like, the first 4 or 5 Harry Potter books as an adult, just, like, end to end to end to end to end. I got hooked. And it was one of those things where I just had there were page turners for me. Like real easy reading page turners, really well written, in my opinion.
Dude, I had this salty librarian once that like had this whole screed that went on for like 30 minutes where she talked about like J.K. Rowling's not a good writer. This is fucking overhyped trash. Like, I think you're just a salty librarian that couldn't get a book published.
Can we say pretentious? Yeah, like seriously, fuck. I like Prisoner of Azkaban as well. That's because I think I liked Prisoner of Azkaban because that's the one where the series takes a fucking dark turn. Like a real hard, dark right turn. And you're like, whoa. You know what other one was dark too? I remember reading it. Half-Blood Prince.
Yeah.
Is that the one where they have the competition, the wizard competition?
No, that's the
Goblet of Fire.
Yeah.
That's the one I'm talking about. Yeah. Is that third?
I think that's a 5th. Let me double check.
Dude, that one was dark. Goblet of Fire was dark, yo. That's 4.
Yeah. That's right.
Cedric Diggory. Rest in peace.
Yeah, we got some more Robert Pattinson the other day.
He was great.
Yeah,
he was great.
Yeah, he was a good
dude.
Cedric.
I am a Pattinsonite now. I've been won over by Robert Pattinson's good looks and charm. I think he is going to be my new Jude.
Yeah.
When Jude gets too old to be Jude anymore. Actually, that's blasphemy. Jude will never be too old to be Jude. I'm going to add him to the Jude Law list.
Yeah. Young Jude.
Yep. No, I was really impressed by Robert Pattinson's performance in Tenet. I thought he was really good. I haven't seen Good Time yet.
The worst one he did was Remember Me. Did you ever hear about
yes,
that one?
That's what
fucking stupid 9/11 one.
Dude, I sat on my mom's fucking couch and watched that with them, and at the end of it, they both were like, "That was so good," and I was like, just like, keep it back, Paul, keep it back.
Let them enjoy.
This is not what they're old people. Let them enjoy their movie. But I was just like, fuck that movie. That movie was this, and that added to my Pattinson hate. I dipped into See, I never watched the Sparkle Vamp movies, and I've got personal reasons for that. Let's just say my ex-wife was very into the novels. Mm-hmm. And then when the movies started to come out, very into those, and I just fucking hardline refused. I was like, no, I will not watch Sparkle Vamp. I will not do it. Fuck Robert Pattinson. He's a piece of shit. And then this Remember Me shit happens and just nails it home for me. I was like, oh, fuck this guy. Everything he touches is shit. And then, he shows up in this movie. And I got to tell you, when he showed up in this movie, I was like, oh! Internally, my guts were like, Murr. I didn't know he was in Tenet. But he was actually really good. So, I guess he's grown out of that.
Dude, I had a picture of, like, me with his little wax figurine at Madame Tussauds in New York.
Yeah, dude, every woman age fucking 12 to, like, 32 was into that same shit, for the same reason.
What's weird is, like, my male best friend is the one that made me read the Twilight books.
Really?
And went to the movie premieres with me and drive me to those.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, I know there was crossover and shit. I have that one myopic perspective.
Coming out as bi later, so it was basically the same appeal to him as it was to chicks. So.
I'm bi, and it didn't appeal to me. I tried to watch. Okay, so I will tell you my entire history with the Twilight series. In addition to the aforementioned ex-wife who was really into the books, and we would talk about books we were reading, so I had to hear about this, that, and the other thing about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I watched about, I can tell you where I stopped watching. The first movie,
Mm-hmm.
she meets him. Mm-hmm. He saves her, doesn't he?
Yeah,
from
he
like
stops the
bullies.
car.
Yeah. That's when I stopped it.
Yeah.
I was like,
the car zoom.
yeah. When he like stops the car and blah 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 and reveals himself as a vampire to her to save her life or whatever the fuck. I was like, I can't do this. I can't do this.
Yeah.
I can't go any further. I can't.
And they didn't really have a ton of chemistry, for being honest.
That's why I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Because I didn't get why she was so into him from afar.
When he was just like,
yeah, and he just leers all the time. You know what I mean? I was just like, it didn't make sense to me. But like, I understand though, to be charitable, it was not meant to appeal to me.
yeah.
It was not written for me. You know.
You gotta be happy I'm not still salty about theater, because theater is what stole that best friend I was talking about away from me.
Oh, really? He fell down the theater hole
Yeah.
and never came back out. Yeah, you never told me about that. Yeah.
I've gotten over it now.
Yeah, I mean, I won't lie to you, dude. I understand why. I mean, it had nothing to do with you, dude. That shit is just like, it fucking was my whole life. Mm-hmm. My whole social life was built around it. My whole fucking every day, all my time, all my extra time.
So you probably dropped some friends too.
I had friends like you met Waylon.
Yeah.
Like he and I were friends since second grade. We met in second grade. So I kept, a sprinkling of my old buddies and stuff, but it was very, very limited.
Yeah.
In comparison to the amount of time I spent in theater. Mm-hmm. I was not chilling every weekend with my old friends anymore. Now it was like once a month we'd get together and get high and play a video game or something,
Dude, yeah. I mean, you were probably a lot nicer about it than he was.
What, he just dropped you? He just ghosted you?
Because we kind of became friends because our last names were close, so if we were in alphabetical order, we were right next to each other.
Yeah.
So we were right next to each other at graduation. And then he starts like talking about this graduation party right in front of my face, and I'd say something. He's like, "Oh," so I was clearly not invited to that graduation party.
Damn. So, but you guys were friends before then, for
in
years?
First grade, yeah.
Oh shit! So he was one of the See, that's douchey.
Yeah.
See, I didn't do that. I wasn't like but here's the thing though. Yeah. I had this group of friends that was nerdy. Mm-hmm. Waylon, part of that, right? He's a dork.
Yeah.
Like you met him now, he's like a fucking Adonis, but back then he was a nerd. If I showed you a picture of Waylon, you'd laugh your fucking ass off, right? He had this fucking hair that was parted right here, and he would crust it with gel, and he had this. It was parted, and he would just have this wave. His hair was just like, he looked like a businessman or like a used car salesman. He just didn't have the look, it took him a while to grow into his looks. Yeah. And that nerdy group of friends, like there were parties. It's not like I didn't invite them. They just wouldn't have come. Yeah. They didn't know about it. Mm-hmm. It wasn't their scene. And so it worked out well because they were more of the like, let's get together and play video games. And this other group of friends was like, let's get together. Yeah. But yeah, I would have never been like secretly excluding them from shit and being
or
like
openly. Like this was just like
I actually combined that group of friends. Yeah. Like Waylon was brought out of his shell because he asked, dude, you go to parties, can I come? I was like, fucking hey. And he started fucking crossing over with my theater group of friends and ended up flourishing because of it. You know what I mean? So it was like, I made every availability to those guys. It was just most of those other dudes, that other group of friends, wasn't interested in that type of socialization. Waylon, though, wanted to get laid. He was like, please, dude, let's go to a party. So I started taking Waylon, and he's a funny guy. Everybody loved him. And all of a sudden, he stopped doing his hair dorky and got hot. Got laid before me. Look at this shit. Look what I unleashed on the world. No, that sucks. But I had friends like that. Friendships that are established at that really young age.
Yeah.
It's almost like they're 50-50 coin flip. They either flourish or they just die.
Yeah.
Because people grow so far.
Mm-hmm.
And the same thing is true. Like, me and Waylon are still friends a lot, like, you know. But our lives have diverged, you know. We're two totally different people. I want to have Waylon on one of these days. I don't know if he'll consent to do it or not, but I want to have Waylon on one of these days because he's a fucking trip.
Or at least like off screen or something.
Yeah, like Rodney did. He could sit over there like you are and just fucking tell stories with me and shit. Because dude, our childhood was a fucking hilarious mess together. We have so many fucking stories, so many crazy fucking things. You know what I mean? But he's really the only like childhood friend that I've got that I still talk to. Now, you know, there's people that I knew back then that if they got a hold of me, I'd be like, oh yeah, let's get together or whatever. But he and I are the only, he's the only one that I've got left that's that old, you know. Back when Mark Wahlberg was Marky Mark.
And Paul didn't say anything against voting green if that's the way you want to do it.
Whatever you got to do. I ain't standing over your shoulder in the voting booth as long as you're not giving your money to a DNC affiliated candidate or giving your fucking time or your vote to it. I don't give a fuck what you do. I'm not over your shoulder in the voting booth. I'm telling you what I'm going to do. And if you're like me and you don't believe that the Green Party is situated to be the type of revolutionary fucking change that we need, then I'm not giving my vote to them either. I'm writing no confidence on my ballot.
Yeah. Voting that California recall.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm getting registered so I can vote in the California recall elections coming up. That'll be fun. Have to take a look at the candidates. That's just an old thing that I want to do because it's like a California pastime, voting in a recall. It's been a while for me. We'll see.
I don't know. The temptation's going to be strong. Just put Arnold Schwarzenegger down again.
Yeah, just write him in. Write in Arnold.
Come back, Arnold.
Temptation's going to be strong to vote for Caitlyn Jenner, dude.
Yeah.
We love our wacky governors here in California. And she's... No, I'm kidding. Randy Quaid. No, I'm not voting for Caitlyn Jenner, dude. Don't worry. Yep. Well, dude, yeah, she's gonna reduce poverty by lowering the taxes on the rich, and then the savings that the rich people make. Think about this. This is crazy. Trickle down, right? To us. Big thoughts. Howard Stern ran for governor as a joke and had to drop out because he was winning. Yeah. Like Howard Stern ran on the Libertarian Party ticket for governor of New York City and had a whole joke campaign on his fucking radio show.
Yeah.
And he was like, I will be the first governor to throw baloney in a woman's ass. And he was like having a baloney contest and presiding over it like he was already the governor and shit. And eventually I think somebody came to him and was like, look,
Polling at
they were like, Howard, look, could you please maybe drop out of this because you're about to, do you really want to be the governor? Because there's a good chance you're going to be the governor of New York. Do you really want that? Do the people, do you really want that? And I think he went like, no, I probably don't. It's just funny. That was a good old saga in Howard Stern's history. He would just like roast the other candidates.
yeah.
I can't remember who it was that he was going against. He was like, Pataki's a fucking bum. He's a piece of garbage. He's a piece of trash. He's not doing anything for you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring women back to New York City. I'm gonna bring breasts. They're gonna be breasts. Tuesday is gonna be breast day, and all women are gonna have their titties out. You know, he's just fucking with people.
Now, someone said like president in 2024 is like Howard Stern does not have that same pull that he did back then.
Oh hell no, Howard Stern's like an old fucking vampire. Like he was just, he was memeing. He was memeing on the whole political system and how stupid it was. And he has a giant ego. So he was just like, somebody probably told him, like, if you used your platform, you could probably, like, pull pretty high for governor if you wanted to. And he was like, fuck it, let's do it.
But now he's, like, kissing Hillary Clinton's ass.
Oh, yeah. Now he brings Hillary Clinton in to suck her old dusty pussy.
Yeah, Caitlyn Jenner said that she doesn't believe that trans girls should play in girls' sports, despite her herself participating in a golf tournament, in a women's golf tournament after she transitioned as a trans woman. So she's just a fucking hypocrite. She was involved in a car accident that ended in a death. It wasn't classified as a murder.
Woo! Toot, please. Choo, please. Things were different back then, though. There was no, like, social media, no internet word-of-mouth campaigns, no grassroots in that way. So Stern just used his bully platform.
Yeah.
Pretty much everybody in New York, whether they loved him or hated him, listened to Stern.
Yeah.
So it was like he had their ear. People were sick of the way their fucking city was being run. They were sick of do-nothing politicians. They saw this guy that wanted to shake it up. He basically did the Trump thing. I wouldn't be surprised, because back in the day, he used to have Donald Trump on when he was just still a businessman and shit. I wouldn't be surprised if Donald Trump's fucking political ambitions and his fucking run at the fucking presidency and shit, his multiple tries and his eventual success, had something to do with being inspired by the numbers that fucking Stern was turning out.
Yeah, Skeletor brought that up while you were
Did he?
in there, yeah.
Yeah.
Mama will do it. Let Mama do it.
The Republican nominee for 2024 will be Trump.
unless something happens to him.
Unless Trump dies or has like a stroke and can no longer fucking function enough to do it, it'll be Trump. They made a fucking golden statue of the dude at the RNC convention after the election. It's gonna be Trump.
Yeah. And he's looking all healthy now and shit.
He's lost a lot of weight. There are people that are like, dude, weight loss can be a sign of dementia and fucking advanced old age. He's probably dying. And I'm just like, no, he just looks better. His color is better.
Yeah.
Like, there have been some pictures of him where he's not wearing all the orange fucking pancake shit on his face and he looks like a normal human being. Mm-hmm. Like, he's gotten in shape. He's gonna run. And if he's alive in 2024 and lucid enough to fucking do it, it'll be him. If not, I don't know. Like, that's a good question. It won't be fucking Ted Cruz. Tom Cotton, fucking Pence, maybe. Although Pence is pretty tainted amongst Trump people.
Yeah. And he's not among non-Trump people, so it just depends on if the fucking Trump cult can survive.
Right.
Or if the crumbling of Q is gonna do him in.
Yeah. DeSantis, yeah. Yeah, Ted doesn't even like himself. He's a non-starter. He made a close run at it. Like, he was polling pretty high in certain places, but I think people have seen enough of fucking Ted the last time he did a national run at it. But I think people have seen enough of fucking Ted Cruz. I don't think you can do that whole fucking like run away out of Texas during the fucking worst national disaster or natural disaster in a century in that fucking state, and party on the beach while your state is freezing to death. Like, I don't think you can get away with that. Jeb.
I feel like he wouldn't be brave enough if Trump is still on the stage because he got roasted by Trump so hard.
Maybe he's been training.
Maybe.
Maybe Jeb's been sharpening his rhetorical sword, dude. Yeah. And he's ready to fucking pwn Trump at his own game. You know what? You're an orange-faced bitch. What do you think about that, punk? Can you drag your colostomy bag over here and take a swing at me, old man? Make sure your dentures don't fall out on the way over. Got something else to say? Huh? Maybe Mr. Trump should turn up his motherfucking hearing aid. Damn. Roasting Jeb, are we ready for that? Are we ready for that? Let me please clap them cheeks, bitch. Please clap your cheeks, Donald Trump. Slap, 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 slap. I'm riding that ass like a donkey. What did you tell me last time, that I was going to fall off the edge? Your old ass fell off the edge a long time ago, didn't you? You even know where you are, Mr. Trump?
Yeah, that's going to have to be the campaign of, like, most of these, like, Republican people, if they even primary. If they don't just anoint Trump, then they're going to have to pull the dementia angle hard.
You're in my house, bitch. I'm a Bush. I'm a Bush. Who the fuck are you? You're a nobody, Mr. Trump. You're a nobody that made a run at it and got lucky. And guess what? Your luck's run out, bitch. Because you ran into a brick wall, old man, called Jeb Bush. The Bush family dynasty. Make sure you got enough polydent on them dentures, sir. Wouldn't want them popping out. Please clap them cheeks. You're about to get bushwhacked. Little insurrection leading bitch. Why don't you and your little two-tooth hillbillies lead an insurrection on the Bush Ranch? See what happens. Why don't you bring your Trump flags over to the Bush Ranch and do a little insurrection over there? I'll show you what's up. Come to my house, Don Jr.
I don't know. Junior's got no chance. He does not have his dad's provenance at all.
Ivanka, though?
Yeah. Maybe Ivanka, but fucking dorky ass Trump Jr. ain't got it.
Ivanka. That's going to be a political name, y'all. We love our fucking family dynasties. Ivanka Trump, dude. You better believe it. Shit talking Jeb, dude. Eric. Eric looks, dude, Eric is the little engine that couldn't, dude. There's no fucking way. He's lost. He doesn't even know where he is. Eric Trump's wife, whatever her name is, sucked whatever was left of his brain out of his head a long time ago with a straw.
Dude, what if we got Hunter Biden? What if he just fully embraced it? Like, yeah, I'm a former crackhead, but I'm going to solve drugs in this country.
We need a crackhead in the White House. Hello, everybody. I'm Hunter Biden. I smoked crack. I once spent 6 weeks picking through my carpet for a crack rock that I thought I fucking dropped and smoked a block of Parmesan cheese instead. Fucked up stuff for a fucked up country. Now I'm cracking down on poverty, cracking down on government waste, cracking down on militarism, cracking down on police officers that think that they are God. That's right. Need a crackhead in the office. Crack down with me.
Because I don't think he was ever actually charged with anything, was he?
No.
So,
nope.
He doesn't have anything.
He ain't got no felonies or nothing. Yeah. He's fine. Doesn't Bernie have a son? His son should run one of these days. I mean,
I haven't heard from him.
Dude, I've never even seen Bernie's son, bro. I don't think he's interested. If he was interested in a political career, I think we would have heard from him by now. I once smoked Parmesan cheese thinking it was a crack rock that I lost. Holy fuck, bro. The son of a president just made that admission in 2021, bro. All the gloves are off now. You know how that would have destroyed somebody's fucking political career 60 years ago?
Yeah.
Joe Biden just fucking ran over it like a speed bump.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, my son smokes Parmesan cheese, Jack. So what? Anyway, moving on.
Yeah.
There's just there's no bar anymore. There's no bottom.
Biden pulls the like fucking hang dong shit a lot too. Like, my wife died, my son died.
Oh, of course. Of course. People love that. I know tragedy, Jack. This happened and that happened and this happened and that happened. Kamala or Biden in 24? Probably Kamala, I would guess. Biden signaled as much, like his intent to be a one-term president. Mm-hmm. So I would guess that the idea is to pass the torch to Kamala, or at least primary her with a lot of DNC support, and now the vested fucking I was vice president, blah 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 blah. That Dude, I don't smell like fucking Parmesan cheese, bro. Come on. Like, call me fat, call me whatever you want, but I'm not a stinky fat guy. I mean, I do stink sometimes. You get a little pit stink going on, you know what I mean? I'm not claiming I'm all roses, but right now, I smell good.
Yeah. I can confirm you don't stink.
See?
If you've ever stunk, it's because something got on your clothes, not you getting on your clothes.
Right. Paul smells like oak. Like the woods and weed. Motherfucker. How you doing, Dane? Dude, I'm canonically the best smelling DFF member. This is well known. Like, Scotty keeps good hygiene and shit. TJ is well known for needing his hygiene to be encouraged. And I'm, you know, probably the most hygienic of the three overall in terms of just what I put out. Excuse me. I beg your pardon.
Dude. Fucking that same dog of Biden's that bit those Secret Service people, they're giving him cat exposure therapy now because they're going to bring their kitty to the White House. They got to make sure the dog's okay with kitties.
This is the fucking shit that is getting covered. Oh my God, man. Who cares about Biden's pets, bro? But Biden is ridiculous for thinking that adding a cat to this fucking mix when his dog has already fucking bit people and shit. It's gonna be a fucking rambunctious nightmare. It's gonna turn into Jumanji in the White House and shit. Fucking Biden's gonna be just like at the center of this ecosystem. I'm not gonna have time to get anything done because he's always yelling at some cat pissing on something or some dog biting somebody.
But yeah, I mean, this cat story isn't as bad as the fucking he gave his wife a dandelion.
Oh my God, that made me want to throw up. People were that was a news story that fucking Joe and his wife get off Marine One and come back to the fucking White House, and he stops along the way to pick a dandelion off the fucking lawn and give it to her. Like, oh my God, dude. What a fucking lovable warmonger he is. Why couldn't he pick a dandelion and hand it to the Yemeni people? Pick a dandelion and hand it to Syria next time instead of dropping bombs on it, Joe.
Yeah. I'm like, I feel like his wife probably just like bit her lip with that too. Like, who wants a dandelion?
Remember when he sucked her fucking finger on the campaign trail? Walked up behind her when she was like doing some shit and like, oh, like a big old grouper. Like, what a weirdo, man. He's really like invested in showing us how normal he is with his wife, and nothing about them is normal.
She probably fucking hated that dandelion. She probably thought this is the stupidest fucking thing he's ever given me.
She probably hated it. She was probably just like, oh my God, do we really have to do this shit? Like a big old grouper, dude. I would never, like, have you ever just, like, walked up behind your girlfriend and grabbed her finger and been like, you know what I mean? Like, what is that? Especially in front of a bunch of people. Like, oh, my wife's talking to some people. Let me just grab her finger and, Like, what are you doing? Never in my fucking life have I even seen somebody do something like that. That's not like a normal sign of affection between people. Like, you know what I mean? Like, walk up, tickle somebody from behind, or give somebody a little kiss on the cheek from behind or something. That's, you know, snuggle somebody from behind. That type of stuff happens, but like this grouper shit. Ah, I just got tinnitus.
Aw. Might be like the pressure shit because it's way cooler today. It's hella windy.
Yeah. Fuck, I hate that shit.
That headache any better?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have no headache this morning, which is nice. That feels good. Oh. I get these like bursts of tinnitus. I think it is exactly that. It's related to some kind of pressure change or maybe a change in blood pressure or something. But it sucks.
You got something on your face, Steve.
Where are my shoes at? I'm gonna go grab my shoes. Yeah, I'm gonna start us a little fire this morning.
Yeah, it's cool enough for it.
Why not? Come on, me. Go on an adventure with me. You know the first step. You will come with me. We gotta go to the pile. You wanna come with me or you wanna stay here? Come on. Going to the pile.
Speaking of lizard people, there was like I think one person in the comments on last night's episode on supernatural sex that was like straight up non-sarcastically saying like, oh yeah, aliens are real, you should watch this and read this, there's totally human alien hybrids out there. No.
One more trip, Shakira. And then after this fire, before we put any more butts in there.
Yeah.
last lift of our boom boom juice. Maybe not.
I was telling someone that, like, in the comments of the video yesterday, there was someone, like, trying to make a serious case, like, alien human hybrids are totally real, dude.
It's like, alright, bro. Whatever you say. Oh, that'll knock the chill off this porch for sure. Ugh.
I think you like it too, Monty. You like a little fire.
Andre Nicotina. I've heard the name, but couldn't place a song. My hand's all dirty.
I'm gonna get you like a wipe or something.
I like having dirty hands. I did not catch Jamie's stream last night.
That's a hot drama button that, yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I would just ignore it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, don't. I give two fucks about drama, so don't. Like, listen to Beauregard. Don't ask me about no drama, cause I don't know. Hop up by the ghost, see me flexing. There's a little truth in the lie. Don't ask me about no drama, because I don't know. Eat a hot dog on stream. How about I just ban you? Got any movie recommendations? Just took an edible. Hackers.
Yep.
Be prepared for cyberspace warfare.
And a whole lot of rollerblading.
Rollerblading. Cyberspace warfare. A very short but very cool glimpse of some Jolie titty from early Jolie. We're talking like early Jolie. Fresh off the fucking farm Jolie. 21-year-old Jolie titty just bobbles out. Oops, there it is. No, good. I mean, it's whatever. It's a good turn your brain off movie and kind of funny to see how people perceived the internet and its future. What do you mean, can you ask a trivia question? Is this a trivia show? Angelina Jolie's father is an anaconda hunter. Yeah. Her dad is, what's his name?
Sorry.
No, it's okay. You don't have to look it up. I just thought you might know off the top of your head. Fucking, what is his chattel, though?
So.
Her dad is that actor that was in Anaconda, John Voight.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is so weird to me that he created her.
Yeah.
Who's her mother? Does it not say?
Oh, Marceline Bertrand.
Who is she?
She was an actress too.
Let me see her picture. I want to see where Jolie got the Jolie from. How the fuck did these people make Jolie?
I don't know, recessive genes, bro.
I mean, she's not. She's a beautiful woman, but she looks nothing like Angelina Jolie.
No.
And neither does Jon Voight. Jon Voight's character in Anaconda, yeah. Huh? You want to go up the river, huh?
Maybe that's a bad picture of her. Maybe she looks better in other things.
Maybe. I don't know. Okay, you want to go up the river. I take you up the river, but I'm warning you. There are things up there.
No, that's them side by side.
Don't see it. Hold up. Hold up. Wait a minute. Don't see it. The family resemblance does not shine through. I don't see it. How did these two people mix up a Jolie?
It looks like she maybe has like the lip thing a little bit.
I mean, if you're being generous, maybe, but
like the parted lip thing, but not the volume or nothing.
Mom's nose looks similar to Jolie. I don't know, man. I think you guys are being charitable, yo.
Or she was just a tube baby or something and
Yeah.
had some eggs and some sperm donated and
Alien baby.
Or that too.
She an alien baby. She's an alien human hybrid. Didn't she have to get a double mastectomy? Who? Jolie? I think so. I'm pretty sure she did, actually. Unless I'm thinking of another actress.
Quit it. Yeah, she did get a mastectomy for like a genetic result thing.
Yep. She chose, I remember that was like a big news story because she chose to get it because she was so hot. Like it was almost assuredly going to happen. Mm-hmm. Like she was very, very high on the breast cancer possibility. You know, so she made the elective choice to remove her breast tissue and get breast implants. Mm-hmm. Which, who can fucking blame her? Yeah. Like, I wouldn't fucking blame any woman for making that choice.
Well, you got it. You got the same surgery.
Well, I mean, I didn't get a mastectomy.
Well, you got basically the same thing.
No. Mine was a reconstructive surgery that cut part of the breast tissue out and shaped it. Mm-hmm. She got her entire breast removed. All of the breast tissue removed. And replaced. Like, I didn't get any implants or anything. Like, they just shaved off. Like, they go in, cut your nips off. Shave off, like, the protruding titty tissue. Mm-hmm. And then sew everything back up. They leave a little bit because you're supposed to have some man tit. Just not giant floppy ones, you know?
Grandma got the wrong boob taken off? Damn.
That was a lawsuit, probably. I would imagine.
Well, like, that's what you see on, like, some surgery pictures now, is they have, like, yes, no written on the limbs, just in case.
Yeah.
Gotta label that shit.
True. All right. That's what I got for you today. See you later.